The man's face was covered with dirt and sand, but he didn't dare use his hands to wipe it off because both hands were gripping tightly to footholds on the cliff. However, on this nearly vertical precipice, how could his hands possibly support his pounds? His body began to gradually slide downward. He desperately flailed his arms, but still couldn't stop his entire body from falling. He had no choice but to try spreading his limbs apart to increase the surface area bearing his weight, which barely managed to stop his descent. Just then, the man heard a ringing sound coming from his backpack. He realized this was a good opportunity to call for help, so he began trying to pull out his phone from behind his back. He carefully unzipped the zipper, but with every movement, he could feel himself getting one step closer to death. Soon his hand reached into the backpack, just one step away from his phone. But at that moment, the man suddenly lost control and his whole body slid down rapidly. Fortunately, in this critical moment, the man used all four limbs to barely secure himself at the cliff's edge. 2 hours later, under the dual exhaustion of mental and physical strain, the man was on the verge of collapse. At this point, the man began calculating the cycle of waves crashing against the rocks. He thought that if he could use the seawater as a buffer, there might still be a chance to save his life. As his countdown finished, the man let go and jumped forcefully toward the seawater. He successfully fell into the sea, but because the water was too shallow, his hips still hit the reef in the water. The tremendous impact knocked him unconscious, but fortunately he regained consciousness in time and used his last bit of strength to finally surface successfully. However, he felt no joy at escaping death, but instead became bewildered because the injury he had just sustained made him feel that his vital signs were rapidly declining. Then the man found a rock and climbed onto it, but just as he was about to get up and leave this place, the severe pain in his body made him lose consciousness again.